Let me tell you something nobody wants to hear. You will never become better by doing what feels good. Growth requires force. You have to force yourself to wake up early, force yourself to train, force yourself to study, force yourself to focus when distractions are calling your name. Nobody feels like improving every day. You think successful people wake up motivated? No. They wake up disciplined. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is decision. If you only move when you feel like it, you will stay average. Comfort is your biggest enemy. That warm bed, that scrolling on your phone, that "I'll start tomorrow" mindset. That's the trap. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you weaken yourself. You must learn to act regardless of how you feel. Your feelings are temporary. Your future is permanent. The gym doesn't care how you feel. Success doesn't care how you feel. Results don't care how you feel. They respond only to action. You say you want change, but are you forcing change? Are you pushing past excuses? Are you showing up when it's inconvenient? Are you working when nobody is watching? Because improvement is not about inspiration, it's about repetition. Every single day you must demand more from yourself. One extra rep, one extra page, one extra hour, one better decision. Small forced improvements become massive transformation. Pain is part of the process. When you feel uncomfortable, that's growth happening. When you feel pressure, that's strength forming. When you feel resistance, that's your limits breaking. Stop running from discomfort, run toward it. Force yourself into environments that challenge you. Force yourself to outgrow your old habits. Force yourself to become someone your past self wouldn't recognize. Nobody is coming to rescue you. Not your friends, not your family, not luck. It's you versus you. If you want a new life, you must create it. You must demand excellence from yourself even when nobody else does. Because one day, the discipline you force today will become the confidence you walk with tomorrow. And the person you forced yourself to become will thank you. So stop waiting, stop wishing, stop complaining, and start forcing yourself to improve every single day. Let's tell the truth. Motivation feels powerful, but it is unreliable. Some days you wake up inspired. You feel ready to conquer the world. You watch a video, hear a speech, read a quote, and suddenly you're energized. But what happens the next day or the next week? That energy fades. The excitement disappears. And if your progress depends on motivation, your progress will disappear too. That's why discipline is more powerful than motivation. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is a decision. Motivation says, "I'll do it when I feel ready." Discipline says, "I'll do it whether I feel ready or not." And success listens only to discipline. The problem is most people are addicted to feeling good before they act. They wait for the perfect mood, the perfect timing, the perfect inspiration. But the truth is, the people who win don't wait for feelings. They move regardless of feelings. You don't feel like going to the gym? Go anyway. You don't feel like studying? Do it anyway. You don't feel like working on your dream? Do it anyway. Because the moment you start acting without emotion controlling you, you gain power. Discipline builds identity. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen trust within. Every time you show up when you don't feel like it, you become stronger mentally. That strength compounds over time. Think about it. Anyone can work hard when they're motivated. Very few people work hard when they're tired, bored, stressed, or distracted. That's the difference between average and elite. Discipline means you understand that your feelings are temporary, but your goals are permanent. Feelings change daily, sometimes hourly, but your vision, the life you want, stays the same. If you let temporary emotions control permanent dreams, you will always sabotage yourself. Discipline also removes excuses. When you operate from motivation, you negotiate with yourself. "I'll start tomorrow. I deserve a break. It's just one day." But when you operate from discipline, there is no negotiation. There is execution. Execution builds results. Results build confidence. Confidence builds momentum, and momentum changes your life. Here's something powerful: discipline actually creates motivation, not the other way around. When you take action consistently, you begin to see progress. That progress inspires you. That inspiration fuels more action. So instead of waiting for motivation to start, you start to create motivation through discipline. It's backwards from how most people think. Most people want to feel inspired before they begin. But winners begin, and then inspiration follows. Discipline is also freedom. At first, discipline feels restrictive. Waking up early feels hard. Training feels uncomfortable. Focusing feels demanding. But over time, that structure gives you control. It gives you stability. It gives you options. Lack of discipline leads to chaos. Chaos leads to regret. Regret leads to frustration. But discipline leads to progress. Progress leads to confidence. Confidence leads to freedom. You don't need to feel motivated every day. You need standards. Set a standard for yourself. I train no matter what. I work on my goals daily. I improve even when it's inconvenient. When your standards are high, your results follow. And understand this: discipline is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. The first few times will feel difficult. You will struggle. You will fight internal resistance. But each time you win that internal battle, the next one becomes easier. You are not fighting the world. You are fighting your weaker self. And every disciplined action is a victory. There will be days when you are exhausted, days when nothing feels exciting, days when progress seems slow. That's when discipline matters most, because anyone can move forward when it's easy. But growth happens when it's hard. So stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting for the perfect mood. Stop waiting for inspiration to strike. Create a system, create habits, create standards, then follow them no matter what. That is discipline. And once discipline becomes your foundation, improvement becomes inevitable. Not because you felt like it, but because you decided to do it every single day. Comfort feels safe, it feels warm, it feels familiar, but comfort is dangerous. Not because it hurts you immediately, but because it slowly weakens you over time. The comfort zone is where dreams go to die. It is the space where nothing challenges you, nothing stretches you, nothing forces you to grow. Inside comfort, everything feels manageable. Outside comfort, everything feels uncertain, and most people choose comfort because uncertainty feels scary. But here's the truth: growth only exists outside your comfort zone. When you stay comfortable, you stay the same. And staying the same in a world that is constantly moving forward means you are actually falling behind. Think about it. Your body grows stronger when it is stressed in the gym. Your mind grows sharper when it is challenged with new ideas. Your character grows deeper when it faces adversity. None of that convinces you that this is enough. It whispers, "You've done enough today." It says, "Relax, you deserve it." And while rest is necessary, constant comfort becomes addiction. You start choosing easy over necessary. You choose scrolling over studying. You choose sleeping in over waking early. You choose entertainment over execution. And slowly, your potential fades. The most dangerous part about comfort is that it doesn't look like failure. It looks normal. It looks acceptable. It looks average. And average is comfortable, but average is not fulfilling. If you want an extraordinary life, you must become comfortable being uncomfortable. Discomfort is a signal. It means you are stretching beyond your current limits. It means you are attempting something new. It means you are evolving. When you wake up early and your body resists, that's growth. When you push through the last repetition, that's growth. When you choose discipline over distraction, that's growth. Comfort feels good in the moment, but discomfort builds a future. Look at any successful person. Their life was not built on ease. It was built on sacrifice, early mornings, late nights, rejected opportunities, hard decisions, risky moves. They chose discomfort repeatedly until it became their new normal. And that's the key. Your comfort zone expands when you consistently challenge it. At first, waking up at 5 a.m. feels impossible. After 30 days, it feels normal. At first, public speaking feels terrifying. After repetition, it feels natural. At first, intense training feels painful. Later, it feels empowering. What once was uncomfortable becomes your standard. But that only happens if you step outside comfort. Another truth: comfort kills urgency. When life is too easy, you delay action. You assume there's always tomorrow. You assume there's always time. But time is not guaranteed. Opportunities do not wait forever. When you operate from comfort, you react slowly. When you operate from purpose, you act quickly. Ask yourself honestly, where have you chosen comfort instead of growth? Where have you avoided risk to protect your ego? Where have you settled because it was easier than striving? Those areas are holding your next level hostage. Comfort protects your current identity. Discomfort builds your future identity. If you always protect who you are now, you will never become who you are capable of becoming. Yes, stepping outside comfort feels scary. You might fail. You might struggle. You might feel inadequate at first. But that is part of evolution. The caterpillar must leave comfort to become a butterfly. The muscle must tear to grow stronger. The mind must be challenged to expand. You cannot transform without tension. Stop running from hard conversations. Stop avoiding difficult goals. Stop choosing the easy path just because it feels safe. Safe is predictable. Predictable is limited. And you were not built for limited. Every time you choose discomfort intentionally, you build courage. Every time you take a risk, you expand your capacity. Every time you push through resistance, you strengthen your discipline. Comfort is not evil, but too much comfort is destructive. Use comfort for recovery, not for hiding. Rest to rebuild, but never rest to escape effort. Because at the end of the day, the life you want lives outside your comfort zone. And the moment you stop protecting your comfort is the moment you start protecting your potential. Choose growth, choose challenge, choose discomfort. Because comfort might feel good today, but growth will feel powerful forever. Improvement is not built in one powerful moment. It is built in small daily decisions. Most people think transformation requires something dramatic, a big opportunity, a huge breakthrough, a life-changing event. But real growth is quieter than that. It happens when you force yourself to act every single day, even when the action feels small. Daily action is what separates dreamers from achievers. You can have the best intentions. You can have the clearest vision. You can have the strongest desire. But without daily execution, nothing changes. The secret is not intensity. It is consistency. One intense workout won't transform your body. One day of studying won't make you an expert. One productive day won't build a business. But daily action, repeated over time, creates unstoppable momentum. Think about it like this: improvement compounds. Just like money grows with compound interest, your effort grows when it's consistent. A small daily improvement may look insignificant at first, but over months and years, it creates massive results. Force yourself to take one step every day, not when it's convenient, not when it's exciting, but every day. Some days your action will be strong, some days it will be small. But even a small step forward is better than standing still. The biggest mistake people make is waiting to feel ready. They wait until they feel confident. They wait until they feel skilled. They wait until the timing feels perfect. But readiness comes from action, not before it. When you act daily, you build skill. When you act daily, you build confidence. When you act daily, you build clarity. Clarity is earned through movement. You don't figure everything out in your head. You figure it out by doing. Another powerful truth: daily action builds identity. If you train every day, you become someone who trains. If you read every day, you become someone who learns. If you work on your goals every day, you become someone who executes. Identity is formed by repetition. You are not what you say you are what you repeatedly do. That's why forcing daily action is so powerful. It reshapes who you believe yourself to be. At first, it feels forced. You push yourself. You fight resistance. You struggle with distractions. But over time, discipline becomes automatic. What once required effort becomes habit. And habits run your life. If you build the habit of daily improvement, progress becomes inevitable. Understand this clearly: success is not built in leaps. It is built in layers. Layer one good decision on top of another. Layer one focused hour on top of another. Layer one disciplined day on top of another. And eventually, the results look extraordinary, but they were built in ordinary days. There will be days when progress feels invisible. Days when you question whether your effort matters. Days when results are slow. Those days matter the most, because showing up on difficult days builds mental toughness. It proves to yourself that you are not controlled by mood or emotion. It proves that your commitment is real. You don't need to do everything at once. You just need to do something daily. One extra rep, one page read, one skill practiced, one distraction avoided. Small actions, massive impact. Think about where you would be in 1 year if you improved just 1% every day. You would not recognize yourself. But that transformation starts with today's decision. Force yourself to act, even imperfectly. Perfection delays action. Action creates improvement. Don't worry about looking foolish at the beginning. Every expert once started as a beginner. What made them different is they didn't stop showing up. Daily action also builds momentum, and momentum makes everything easier. The first push feels heavy. The second feels lighter. The third builds speed. Eventually, stopping becomes harder than continuing. That's the power of forcing daily action. You are not trying to change your life overnight. You are trying to win today. Win today, and tomorrow becomes easier. Win tomorrow, and the week becomes powerful. Win the week, and the year becomes unstoppable. So stop overthinking, stop waiting, stop planning without executing. Do something today that moves you forward. Then do it again tomorrow, because daily action is not glamorous, it is not dramatic, but it is the foundation of greatness. Force yourself to move every single day. Nobody likes pain. Nobody wakes up hoping for struggle, pressure, or discomfort. We naturally want ease. We want things to flow smoothly. We want success without resistance. But here is the truth most people avoid. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your teacher. Every level of growth requires discomfort. Every upgrade in your life demands pressure. And the stronger you want to become, the more resistance you must face. Look at the gym. Muscles don't grow when they are comfortable. They grow when they are stressed. When you lift heavy weight, you create tiny tears in the muscle fibers. It hurts, it burns, it feels uncomfortable. But when those fibers repair, they come back stronger. No pain, no growth. Life works the same way. When you face rejection, you build emotional strength. When you face failure, you build resilience. When you face pressure, you build character. Pain stretches you beyond your current limits. The problem is most people run from pain. The moment things get hard, they quit. The moment they feel uncomfortable, they retreat. The moment they experience resistance, they assume it's a sign to stop. But what if pain is actually a sign you are progressing? What if discomfort means you are expanding? Think about your hardest moments in life, the setbacks, the disappointments, the challenges that felt unfair. At the time, they probably felt unbearable. But looking back, didn't they teach you something? Didn't they make you stronger? Didn't they shape who you are today? Pain has a purpose. It forces growth. It forces maturity. It forces clarity. Comfort rarely teaches powerful lessons. Struggle does. When everything is easy, you don't develop discipline. When everything goes your way, you don't build resilience. But when life tests you, it reveals your strength and pushes you to develop more. Pain also builds mental toughness. When you push through discomfort, you prove to yourself that you can handle more than you thought. That realization changes you. You stop fearing difficulty. You stop doubting your capacity. You start trusting yourself. And self-trust is power. Understand this clearly. Avoiding pain does not protect you. It weakens you. If you avoid difficult conversations, your communication weakens. If you avoid hard training, your body weakens. If you avoid challenging goals, your ambition weakens. Short-term comfort creates long-term regret. But short-term pain creates long-term strength. There is a difference between destructive pain and growth pain. Growth pain has direction, it has purpose. It moves you forward. The pain of discipline, the pain of learning, the pain of effort, the pain of sacrifice. Those pains are investments. Every time you push through discomfort, you build endurance. And endurance is what separates those who quit from those who win. Pain also humbles you. It reminds you that you are still evolving. It keeps your ego in check. It forces reflection. It forces adjustment. Sometimes pain is life's way of saying, you are capable of more. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this teaching me? Instead of running from resistance, lean into it. When your legs burn during training, that's growth. When your mind feels stretched while learning, that's growth. When your emotions feel challenged in relationships, that's growth. You cannot become powerful without pressure. Diamonds are formed under extreme pressure. Steel is forged in intense heat. Strength is built in resistance. Why should your life be different? If you want an extraordinary future, you must accept extraordinary discomfort. That doesn't mean you enjoy suffering. It means you understand its value. You don't complain about every challenge. You use it. Pain is temporary. Strength is permanent. The workout ends, but the muscle stays. The lesson ends, but the wisdom stays. The struggle passes, but the character remains. The people who rise to the top are not those who avoided pain. They are those who endured it. They faced it. They learned from it. And most importantly, they grew because of it. So when life feels heavy, when progress feels slow, when the pressure feels intenser, remember, this is not breaking you. This is building you. Pain builds power. And the version of you on the other side of this struggle will be stronger than you ever imagined. Don't run. Endure it. learn from it, grow through it. Because the strength you are building right now is preparing you for the success you are asking for. This is one of the hardest truths to accept. No one is coming to save you. Not your friends, not your family, not luck, not some perfect opportunity. You are the one responsible for your life. And that realization can feel heavy. It can feel overwhelming. But if you truly understand it, it becomes the most empowering truth you will ever hear. Because when no one is coming to save you, it means the power is in your hands. Most people live waiting. Waiting for motivation, waiting for support, waiting for better conditions, waiting for someone to believe in them. But waiting is passive. Waiting keeps you stuck. Waiting delays your potential. If you keep waiting for someone to push you, guide you, rescue you, or carry you, you will stay exactly where you are. At some point, you must decide, it's on me. That decision changes everything. When you accept responsibility, excuses disappear. You stop blaming your background. You stop blaming your circumstances. You stop blaming other people. You may not control where you started. You may not control every obstacle in your path. But you absolutely control your response. And your response determines your results. Taking responsibility is not about guilt. It's about ownership. Ownership means you say, my health is my responsibility. My discipline is my responsibility. My future is my responsibility. That mindset builds power. Because if someone else is responsible for your success, then you are powerless. But if you are responsible, then you are in control. Yes, help is valuable. Yes, mentors matter. Yes, support systems are important. But none of that replaces personal accountability. Even if someone gives you advice, you must apply it. Even if someone opens a door, you must walk through it. Even if someone believes in you, you must do the work. Nobody can improve for you. Nobody can train your body for you. Nobody can study for you. Nobody can discipline your mind for you. It's you versus you. The moment you stop expecting rescue is the moment you start building strength, because you realize that every outcome in your life is influenced by your actions. If you are not where you want to be, the solution is not to wait, it is to work. There is something powerful about standing alone and deciding, I will fix this. That decision builds confidence. It builds maturity. It builds resilience. When things go wrong, instead of saying, why is this happening to me? You say, what can I do about it? That shift from victim to creator is life-changing. Victim mindset waits for saving. Creator mindset takes action. And creators shape their future. Understand this clearly. Depending on others weakens your self-belief, but relying on yourself strengthens it. When you solve your own problems, you build trust in yourself. When you overcome your own obstacles, you build courage. When you push yourself forward without external validation, you build independence. Independence creates confidence, and confidence creates momentum. There will be days when nobody encourages you, nobody claps, nobody notices your effort. Do it anyway. There will be moments when support is missing, when people doubt you, when progress feels lonely. Keep going anyway, because your growth cannot depend on applause. You must be your own motivator, your own coach, your own accountability partner. That doesn't mean you isolate yourself. It means you don't rely on others to carry your ambition. At the end of the day, your results reflect your effort. If you improve, it's because you chose to. If you grow, it's because you worked. If you succeed, it's because you refused to quit. That realization builds pride, real pride, not arrogance, but earned confidence. No one is coming to save you. And that is not bad news. That is freedom, because it means your future is not in someone else's hands. It's in yours. So stop waiting for rescue. Stop hoping someone else will push you. Stop expecting the world to change for you. Be the one who changes. Be the one who rises. Be the one who takes control. Because when you fully accept that no one is coming to save you, you finally become the one who saves yourself. And that is where real power begins. Here should come a point in your life where you look in the mirror and you don't recognize the person staring back at you. Not because you've lost yourself, but because you've outgrown your old self. Too many people stay loyal to a past version of themselves that no longer serves them. They protect old habits, old excuses, old limits. They keep thinking the same way, acting the same way, and expecting different results. But transformation requires separation. If you want a different future, you must become a different person. The version of you that created your current results cannot create your next level. That version had certain habits, certain standards, certain mindsets. If those were enough, you would already be where you want to be. So growth demands evolution. To become unrecognizable, you must raise your standards. Raise how you think, raise how you work, raise how you respond to pressure, raise how you treat your time. You cannot keep casual habits and expect serious success. The old you might have hit snooze. The new you wakes up immediately. The old you avoided discomfort. The new you runs toward it. The old you made excuses. The new you makes adjustments. That shift is not accidental. It is intentional. Becoming unrecognizable is not about showing off. It is about self-respect. When you upgrade yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally, you send a message to the world, but more importantly, to yourself that you refuse to stay average. Transformation is built in silence. It happens in early mornings when nobody is watching. It happens in workouts nobody applauds. It happens in focused hours when distractions are tempting. And one day, the results become visible. People start saying, "You've changed." Yes, that's the point. Growth requires change. Some people will feel uncomfortable with your evolution. They were comfortable with the old version of you, the predictable version, the version that didn't challenge them. But when you level up, you shift environments, you shift conversations, you shift energy. Not everyone will grow with you, and that's okay. Becoming unrecognizable also means breaking mental ceilings. The old you believed certain things were impossible. The new you questions those limits. The old you doubted your capacity. The new you demands more. You start operating with higher discipline, stronger focus, greater resilience. You stop reacting emotionally to small problems. You think long-term. You move strategically. The biggest transformation is internal before it's external. Your confidence becomes quieter but stronger. Your mindset becomes calmer but sharper. Your presence becomes more powerful without needing validation. You walk differently because you think differently. And here's the powerful part: becoming unrecognizable is not about one big moment. It's about daily improvement stacking up. One disciplined day, one difficult decision, one uncomfortable action. Over time, those small choices reshape your identity. 6 months of consistent growth can create a version of you that your past self wouldn't believe. Imagine meeting the you from 1 year ago. Would they recognize your habits, your mindset, your discipline? If not, that's growth. If yes, then you haven't pushed hard enough. Your future requires a stronger identity. You cannot carry old insecurities into new opportunities. You cannot bring lazy habits into ambitious goals. You cannot hold small thinking while chasing big results. Upgrade your identity. Decide who you need to become to achieve your goals. Then start acting like that person now. Don't wait for results to change your behavior. Let behavior change your results. Becoming unrecognizable is uncomfortable at first. You will feel different. You will feel stretched. You will feel challenged. But that discomfort is proof that you are expanding. And one day, when you look back at your old self, the doubts, the fear, the hesitation, you will feel proud. Not because life was easy, but because you chose evolution over comfort. You chose discipline over excuses. You chose growth over stagnation. Become so focused, so disciplined, so committed to improvement that people can't recognize the person you used to be. Not for validation, not for applause, but because you refuse to stay the same. And when the world says you've changed, smile and say, "I had to."